Boy, we have a story time. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad. I have my fan on and I don't want no noise while I tell this story time. Boy, we have a story time for today. Now, let me give you guys a disclaimer. Well, first starters, if you are new to the channel, this is not really how I really wanted you guys to meet me, because I'm on one today with this story. I'm on one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Just, you know, grab your popcorns and, you know, you're gonna like me. So just brace yourself. You're gonna like me. I know you are, because it's me. But anyways, I have not told you guys a story time in like a week, and y'all, we have a story time. Now, I told this story time on my live a couple of days ago, and I was not going to tell the story time anytime soon. I was gonna let the shit simmer out. And you know, I like to nowadays, I like to let, unless the situation is like really making me mad, or I really need to like tell you guys information or something, I like to let most story times simmer out as the months go on, like 2-3 months, depending on the situation. Then I come and tell you guys what happened. Now, if you guys missed my live, this story time is definitely for you. If you guys saw the story time on my live but you guys still want to watch, or if you guys saw the story time on my live and you're like, oh, I already saw the story time, I don't want to watch, I think you should still stop by and watch, because more stuff happened right after the live, and the stuff that happened after the live is what made me like make this story time quick, because like people got me up, on all jokes aside. So we're gonna get straight into it. I don't want to ramble because this story time is probably gonna be a little long. Let's get into it. So boom, y'all. All right. Okay, so we're gonna give this fool a name. We're gonna call this fool bow leg, because he walks with a little bit of a bow leg. And if you guys have a bow leg, ain't no discrimination to y'all, but I'm just telling you guys what he walk with it. You know how they be like, I walk with a limp. Bitch, he walk with a bow leg. So we gonna call this motherfucker bow leg. Let me tell you guys how I met him. So this, and mind you, this story time happened like I'm gonna just say a couple of weeks ago. Right, so bowleg, I'm on Hinge, and I know if you guys watch my story times, you know I tell you guys I'm trying my best to stay off the dating apps, but I'm addicted. I love Hinge. Like, I like being on Hinge or whatnot. And you know, honestly speaking, oh, my goodness, y'all, why does someone want to make a star appearance? Why? But honestly speaking, guys, oh, my goodness, hold on, y'all, I'm sorry guys, I don't know. Okay, there you go. I'm sorry. But basically, y'all know I told you guys that I be on them dating apps, and I don't know. I feel 50-50 about the dating apps. I feel like, you know, you could get a good outcome of the dating apps. I feel like you can't get a good outcome of the dating apps. You just have to try. So I'm on the dating app, right? And I'm swipe. I don't really be on Hinge looking. Like, I'm not the type of person where I go on the actual Hinge thing and like I match with people. Like, I'm the type of person where like I go on Hinge and I wait to see who likes me, and then I see if I like them. So I'm not the type of girl that goes on Hinge and like looks at guys and be like, oh, I don't want him. I don't do all that. Now, once in the day blue, if I'm bored and I'm on Hinge, I might do that, but for the most part, I just wait to see who wants to match with me, and I see how they look, and if they look decent or they look, you know, kind of like my type, I match with them, right? So one of these days I'm on the profile and I'm just looking at the different type of guys who's matching with me. I think that day I had like 10 matches, right? I had like 10 potential matches, 10 guys. So I'm just, you know, weeding out the ones that I didn't want. You know, I'm pressing X, you know, I'm pressing X. Then I come across this one boy, and we're gonna call him Bowleg because that's what he is. So I come across this fool, and the thing with Bowleg is like, Bowleg was cute, but Bowleg was a mixture. Like, it took me a while to, not a while, but it took me like a couple of minutes to process, like, do I want to match with him or not? Like, it took, like, I was on the fence about him because he was low-key my type, but like, basically in certain pictures that he posted, he looked good. In certain other pictures, he didn't look good. And he's also one of them guys where like, he can't afford to do he can't really afford to do different hairstyles on his head. He one of them. And if you guys know what I mean, you guys know what I mean. There's certain guys that like look good with probably one or two certain hairstyles, and if they switch it up, their face just looks, I don't know, it just looks different. And so when I was looking at some of his pictures, I was like, oh, he looks cute here, and then I was looking at other ones and I was like, oh, he don't really look good here. And I was just looking, I was just weighing, I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, man, F it, let me match with him. Like, I've already established that he looks good in some of the pictures, and bitch, in my head I'm also thinking, I hope he shows up with the hairstyle that I like or whatnot. But you know, that's neither here nor there. I just was like, let me just match with him, right? I match with him. As soon as I match with him, he messages me and we start having a conversation. Now, in one specific picture, Bowleg had his tongue out to the side, like, and if you guys know anything about fraternities, then you guys know who does. Okay, so Bowleg was a Q dog. He was I'm not gonna do it, but Bowleg was a Q dog, right? He was a Q dog, and I could already tell from that picture, like the way he stuck his tongue out. So we're texting, mind you, I have my notifications on Hinge turned off. I have my notifications on every social app turned off. I don't use Snapchat, Instagram. I don't even have the Twitter account. I go on Safari for Twitter. Like, I don't care for notifications on my phone, like, at all. Because I have my notifications on Hinge turned off, sometimes it does take me a long time to respond, and that's what I was doing. I was taking forever to respond. So he was like, dang, like, you're not responding fast enough for me. I think we were messaging for like 2 or 3 days, and he was like, you're not responding fast, like, can I have your number or something? I was like, yeah, you can have my number, because, you know, like, yeah. So he gets my number. Now, if you guys do not know, so basically one day he calls me, right, and he ends up going to a concert. So he starts blowing up my phone, like, not blowing up, I think he called me like once or twice. Now my phone is on D&D, and I have the type of D&D that, like, if it's on D&D, that hell not going through. Like, I have the indefinite D&D, bitch. I don't have the, oh, I gotta call you twice D&D. I have the indefinite D&D, because when I say do not disturb, bitch, I mean do not disturb. Not, oh, do not disturb the first time and come back the second time. No, bitch, I mean do not disturb. So I got my phone on D&D, and he calls me. I don't answer. So he was like, damn, not you got your shit on D&D. And I'm like, yeah. So I end up calling him back. Mind you, it's like, I kid you not, give or take like 10 o'clock at night, right? So he's like, yeah, I just came back from this concert, and I wanted to see if you wanted to go to Cidercade. Now, if you guys do not know what Cidercade is, I've never really, have I ever been to Cidercade? Yes, I have been to Cidercade, and I didn't really like it. But Cidercade is basically like this Dave and Buster's type of vibe, like, but it's for adults. Like, they sell alcohol, like, it's like a Dave and Buster's type of vibe, and it stays open late at night. So he's like, and mind you, Cidercade is like 40 minutes, 30 something minutes from me. It's 10 o'clock at night, y'all. It's a weekday. I just came back from the gym. My wig melted, like my wig completely, I had to take my wig off, because I usually wear bands when I work out. But y'all, the workout that I had that day was so intense to the point where the band did not support the wig. Like, the wig came off, so I just snatched it all off. So my wig is off. Like, I'm not, no, like, you can't hit me up last minute and tell me to go somewhere at 10 o'clock at night, like, on a weekday. No. So I was like, nah, I just came back from the gym. Like, nah, I'm not coming out. So he's like, ah, you boring, you're boring, you're not coming out, you're boring. I'm just like, I'm not boring, I'm just not coming out. Like, it's a fucking weekday. Like, I'm not coming out at 10 o'clock at night to drive 40 minutes. You didn't even ask, like, he didn't even have the decency to ask me, like, oh, how far are you from Cidercade? Like, he just automatically assumed that like, I was right there. Like, what? You already out? I'm not out. Like, if I was out already, even if I was out already, no, but you know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? So let's fast forward. He's like, it's okay, we can plan another date, da da da. I'm like, cool. So we get to talking, like, you know, we're introducing ourselves, we're talking to each other. He's talking to me, I'm talking to him. So then I just asked him out of the blue, I'm like, are you a Q? Like, I just wanted to know, because the thing is, I just assumed he was a Q because he had his tongue out, but he could have been just having his tongue out, you know. He just gets quiet. So I'm like, hello. He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you a Q? And he was like, why you ask that? Because on one of your pictures you got your tongue sticking out like a Q, so I want to know if you a Q. I forgot what he said, but I think he said he was a Q. And at that moment I was like, oh Lord. Like, I said, oh Lord. Mind y'all, I've never talked to a Q. I've never talked to a Q, and if I had talked to him, it wasn't on some like, oh, we talked for a long time. Like, if I think I don't think I've ever talked to a Q. I think I've only talked to an alpha before. I talked to an alpha, but I don't think I've ever talked to a Q dog. But the thing of the matter is, like, I've had friends that's talked to Qs, and I've been around Qs, and I went to a HBCU. So, like, I know, like, I'm very in tune with the fraternities. Like, I'm very in tune with it. So, you know, at this point, I'm just like, oh, Lord. Because, like, y'all know, if you guys know about fraternities and sororities and stuff, I'm not trying to put a negative connotation on being a Q, but Qs are known for being nasty. Qs are known for being derogatory. Qs, like, their chants literally say, beat that pussy up. Like, Qs are known for that type of erotic type of behavior, you know, that they got that dog in them type shit. So I typically tend to stay away from guys in fraternity, but I kind of give them a chance because not everybody's the same. But if it's a Q, I kind of get a little, you know, I get a little scared because they're kind of crazy, you know what I mean? They're kind of crazy boys. They're cool friends, but they're kind of crazy to deal with in a relationship. They're very sexual, right? Oh, as soon as I told him, oh Lord, he starts basically saying, oh baby, you might as well cut me off now if you're gonna judge a book by its cover. He basically says that. So I'm like, nah, I'm not judging you. I'm just, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm not really judging you or anything. I'm just saying, like, you know, like, you a cute. Like, I'm like I'm just, you know, like, let's keep it a buck. Like, you know, in order for you to want to be a Q, you know, you got a nasty streak to you. I'm sorry, I don't care what nobody says. So he's laughing and shit, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna judge you. I said, because I wouldn't want you to judge me, but, you know, I just had to ask. So he was like, yeah, I'm a Q. So we start talking about what university he went to. He basically starts telling me that he went to a university that's outside of Texas. Like, he's not even from Houston. I'm like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, he moved to Houston like a year ago. He starts telling me what area he stays in. I'm telling him, oh, you stay a while, like, you stay like kind of far from me. He's like, no, I don't. You don't know that. Da da da. We put it. We just have a conversation, like just normal conversation. Then he starts saying he wants to see me, right? So I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Now, he basically told me where he wants to take me, but he said that he's never been there before, and he also said that he wants to take me soon because he wants to see me soon. And so I basically told him, mind you, y'all, I had a busy week, like that weekend. Like, my weekend was mad busy. So I told him, I'm like, I'm having a busy week. Like, I had already planned shit, like, with my friends. I had events. Like, it was a busy ass weekend. So I was looking at him like, okay, I understand you want to see me soon, but, like, you got to get pushed in order type shit behind my friends, you know. And so he was like, yeah, so we're planning, right? So I'm gonna just say that he wanted to take me to a Top Golf. It wasn't a Top Golf, but that's kind of like where he wanted to take me to. He's like, let me take you to Top Golf. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, cool. So he sends me the Instagram and stuff like that, and you know, I'm looking at their Instagram. I've never heard of this place before, but it seems fun. So I'm like, oh, I'm ready. Let's go, right? I like to have fun. We start discussing dates of where we can go. He basically is like, I'm basically told him the day that I'm free. The day that I told him I was free, he basically said that he goes to sleep early that day because he got to go to work early in the morning the next day. He says that that day won't work for him. So I told him, I'm like, okay, well, how about this day? And I pushed him in front of my friend. Basically, me and my friend, you know how you plan something with your friend, but as the days are approaching, y'all not really talking about it. I kind of like planned something with my friend, but I kind of felt that like we wasn't really gonna do nothing. And then on top of that, she kept complaining about how tired she was. So I was like, this girl, like, she one of them that, like, when she complains about how tired she was, if we had plans, those plans are not happening anymore. Like, that's the type of person she is. So I kind of had a feeling that me and her wasn't going to do what we said we were going to do. So I put him in place of me and my friend's plans. And he was like, yeah, that works for me, right? So boom. Let's fast forward. Now, he told me that day that he had a fraternity picnic to go to, that he was going to be there, so the date was going to be a little late. He said that he was thinking like 10 o'clock, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So that day comes around. I didn't really do nothing that day. I end up texting him. I'm asking him like, okay, no, let me rewind. Let me rewind real quick, because I'm about to tell you guys some of the red flags, but like some of the red flags that I should have never ignored, basically, before we continue on the date or whatnot. So the first red flag was that before leading up to that date, you know, he'll be texting me every day, we'll be texting and stuff like that. When you first start talking to someone, they asking you the regular shit, like, oh, what you doing and stuff like that. So y'all know me, y'all know I like to work out. Like, well, if y'all don't know, I like to work out. Like, that's my MO. Like, that's my release. That's where I release all my mental. But he would be like, oh, what you doing? I'm like, oh, nothing, I just came from the gym. He will make like comments saying, oh, you probably played in there. I'm looking at him like, okay. And I see that as like, you trying to be funny. Like what? If whatchamacallit, if a bitch that was a power lifter told you that she just came from the gym, you're not finna say, oh, she probably playing. Like, you're not finna say nothing of that. Like, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, like, okay, cool, like, oh, that's good. But you want to say the big bitch playing, right? Why? Because I'm big. Like, just like, bro, y'all need to stop thinking that all big people are lazy. Not all big people are lazy, bro. Some people just like food. You know what I mean? Like, some people just like food just as much as they like the gym type shit, you know? You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't. So he's like, oh, you was probably playing in there. And I was literally like, okay. That was the first red flag, but I didn't really think much of it. I was like, whatever, because he's not the first guy to make a comment like that towards me for some unknown reason. All the guys that majority of the guys that I talk to think I go to the gym and play. Why would I go to the gym Monday through Friday to play? I don't know. I don't know. But that's what they think, and that's their business. That don't have shit to do with me, right? So even though it was a red flag, I was just like, whatever, like, whatever. Like, I was just like, whatever, right? So then he starts asking me if I could give him a massage. I'm looking at him like, what? Like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying to me? Like, he's like, oh, the day that we link for the date, I'm very sore. I was wondering if you could give me a massage. Y'all, I wanted to say no so badly. So I told him, I said, I don't know how to give massages. Because he asked me, he was like, do you know how to give massages? I said, not really. And then he was like, oh, I was like, I mean, I could try. Like, I didn't want to do it, y'all. I didn't want to do it. Like, and now, like, honestly speaking now, if a guy ever messages me before seeing me in person and says, can you give me a massage when I see you, we're not linking. I'm sorry, we're not linking. Because it's like, I don't care what nobody says, massages always leads to some type of sexual attention or something. And I just kind of felt like he was trying to be sexual without saying it out there, right? Mind y'all have to understand this. I already told this guy that I was abstinent. I was not having sex. And yeah, he wasn't going to be the one that I fucked. Like, unless I really liked him. And yeah, no. And so at this point, he's like, well, I really need a massage, da da da. So I'm like, whatever. So I didn't want to give him a massage. But the next day I went to the gym, right? I went to the gym, and the workout that I did a workout that I've never done before, a back workout. Now, I work on back all the time, but I did a back machine that I've never done before. And that back machine targeted like all the areas of my back. So when I went home, my back was on fire, y'all. Like, when I tell y'all my back was on fire, it was on fire. So I was just telling him, like, I'm sore as hell, da da da. Like, I'm just telling him like that I'm sore type shit. He basically tells me like, oh, you know how I asked you for a massage? I'm like, yeah. He's basically, I think he says that he'll give me a massage, or he could give me, I'm like, I think he said that, or either I asked for one, either or I think he said, do you need a massage? And I was like, yes, I do. Because y'all, all jokes aside, like, I'm not trying to be funny. I was not trying to give this nigga a massage. But when my back started hurting, bitch, I gotta put me first. Like, it was not on some like, oh, no sexual shit with me. Like, it was, I really need a massage. Like, I'm actually hurting type shit. Like, my back hurts. So he starts asking like, oh, why your back hurt? So I basically told him, let me even read the messages, because I don't want to read this out of order. So he said, it might be your form. Basically, he was saying that my form was off, which my form was not off. Like, my form wasn't off. Like, I did the work. I know how to work out, bro. I tried a new machine. My form wasn't off. So I said, I don't think it's because my form is off. I think I just overdid the workout. That's another thing, y'all. I did like, I usually do 3 sets train to failure, but I did like 4 sets train to failure. So my shit was on fire, you know? So he said, I don't know. I would need to see you in the gym. Like, that's strike number 2. Like, you trying to be funny again. Like, that's strike number 2. I told you I was working out the other day. You told me that I'm probably in there playing. Now I'm telling you that my form wasn't off. Now you saying that you need to see me in the gym like you Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who the fuck are you? Like, who are you that you need to see me in the gym? Like, you are nobody type shit. Like, who are you? Like, it just was making me mad because I was just looking like, you're trying to play me. Like I said before, you're not going to say this to a bodybuilder girl. You're not going to say this to a girl that is preferably smaller and has muscles. Like, you're saying this to me because I'm big and you deem me as big. So you in your head is thinking she don't know what she doing at the gym. Like, she just playing type shit. I don't know. Then he said, how many sets did you do? So me, I'm getting irritated, but you know, I'm trying to be playful, like, you know, like not let him like see me sweat. So I said, my form probably better than yours. And I said, in 4 sets trained to failure. Here he goes. I highly doubt it. I'm an athlete. Mind y'all, let's talk about that. This bow-legged bitch want to talk about he an athlete. But when he talked to me, he said that he walked on. It's not like he had a full ride or nothing on at his campus. He walked on. He played for 1 season. He played football for 1 season. And I asked him, I said, oh, why'd you stop? He said, I just didn't care for it. No, bitch, they didn't care for you. Tell the truth. They didn't care for you. It's not that you didn't care for it. They didn't care for you. Because there's no way that you're going to be able to walk off that field and they're not going to try to offer you a scholarship or give you money or something. You suck. You're not an athlete, bro. Just because you did charity work for one semester of school don't mean that you're an athlete. Like, let's not sit here like let's stop the cap type shit. You're not an athlete, right? Then I told him, like, y'all know how I said that I trained 4 sets trained till failure. He says, this does not seem logical. Then he says, you cannot build Rome in 1 day. Bitch, I'm not Rome. Bitch, I'm Irene. I'm not Rome. Like, it just was confusing. Like, I was so over it, y'all. I was so over it. I tried to be, you know, friendly and say, oh, I probably train better than you. Like, you know, trying to be funny. But it's like, you taking it too far. Like, now you're irritating me. I don't want to talk about this no more, right? I said, this is what I do. And I said, and you cannot, and you can do what you do, but you cannot say that something is not logical because you don't do it. Because bodybuilders do 4 sets trained to failure all the time. I don't hear him telling them that it's not logical. Like I said before, the boy thinks that I don't know what I'm doing in the gym. So he probably is thinking to himself, oh, like, this girl just started working out in the gym. The fact that he said you cannot build Rome in 1 day, he just automatically assumes that I just started getting into the gym. I've been in the gym for years. Like, if me and this boy work out together, like, I could keep up with this boy type shit. Like, I'm very athletic. Like, yes, I'm a big girl, but I like the gym type shit. I've been in the gym since I was a kid. I know what to fucking do in the gym by now type shit. I do research. Like, I don't just go to the gym and play. Like, I be on Gym Talk all the day. I be on YouTube University. I be searching shit up on Google. Like, what targets this? I'm very, very serious when it comes to the gym. Like, ask any of my friends. So just him saying that was just rubbing me the wrong way. Like, what are you saying type shit? And on top of that, you over here telling me that I can't build Rome in 1 day. Who the fuck told you it's my first day out here? Like, what are you saying? Like, what are you real life saying? So after I told him, I said, you can't say something is logical because you don't do it. And I put laughing emojis. He says, LOL, that has 0 to do with it. I.e., this is the reason that you're in pain now. Sassy bow-legged bitch. Who's a sassy bitch? Like, you sassy. You doing too much. You doing too much, girl. Settle down, sassy bow-leg. You doing too much. So I said, I'm in pain because I trained a muscle that I've never trained before. I said, not because I did 4 sets. Y'all have to understand, I told you guys, the machine that I did, it trained like damn near the whole back. I'm guessing there's some muscles in the back that I've never trained before. So I said, okay, but I'm done with this conversation. And I said, what are you doing? The part where I said I'm done with the conversation, he basically does one of these here. He puts a ha-ha. He puts the ha-ha sign. Like, basically saying it's funny that I caught an attitude. So I said, what you doing? He says, I told him I'm done with this conversation, but anyways, if he wants to respond, I don't really care. Like, I can't stop somebody from responding just because I said I'm done. So in the area where I said I'm in pain because I trained a muscle that I haven't trained before, he replies to that comment and he says, this also isn't 100% true, LOL. You may have just worked it more than usual. And then he put the moon emoji and he put the laughing emoji. Like I said, I'm done with this conversation. So then he tells me that he's watching TV because remember I told you guys that I asked him, what are you doing? So I changed the subject. Like I don't talk about that no more because it irritates me and I don't want nobody to get under my skin. So in order for like, you know, me to, you know, set a healthy boundary, I changed the conversation. Really, I should have just stopped texting him, right? I should have stopped texting him. But, you know, me, I'm just trying to learn to work on my anger because I've been told that, like, you know, I have anger issues and I get mad easily. So I've been just trying to work on my anger and stuff like that. Just trying to, like, not let nobody get me out of character, right? So I changed the subject. So we start talking about other things. So that's backtrack. So now let's fast forward to the day of the date. And this ain't even a date, bitch. This was a disaster. That's what this was. Now, mind y'all, he asked me, like, you know, what do you do for a living? I ain't tell him I'm a YouTuber. And see, that's the reason why y'all gotta stop playing with people because y'all don't know who y'all be playing with. And that's the reason why I don't tell guys that I'm a YouTuber because I want you to show me your true colors. Because in the past, when I told guys that I was a YouTuber, they tried their best to, like, not offend me, so I don't go on, so like I don't tell a story about them. And it's not every guy that offends me that I tell a story about, but the ones that act like the way bow-legged act, oh, you're gonna get a story time on you. You are, for sure. For show your right off, for show your right off, 10, you getting a story time on you. I'm sorry. So at this point, this boy texts me around 9 something and basically tells me that he might be a little late to the date because he said that the friends that he's with, they got a little too drunk and he's trying to help them get to their car or their apartment. I don't know, something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, like, you need to let me know what time because y'all know I still live at home. My mom don't care about me going out late at night, but I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So I'm like, you need to let me know, blah, blah, blah. So he's texting back slowly. So mind you, he tells me still get ready. We're still going. Mind you, the Topgolf place that we were going to closed at 1. So I was like 1 a.m. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, we good. We still have time. We'll still have time to play a game or two. We'll still have time, right? So around 10, like 10:15 or 10 o'clock, I texted him because we're supposed to be at the Topgolf place by 10, but he still hasn't replied. So I text, I'm like, hey, are we still going? He's like, yeah, start heading over there. He was like, I'm about to change my shoes and then I'm gonna head over there too, like start heading over there. So I'm like, okay, bet. So I ended up getting there before him. Now, this boy chose the date in downtown Houston. If you guys know, downtown Houston don't sleep. Like, it don't sleep. And then on top of that, it was the weekend. So everybody out, parking is crazy. Like, everybody then took the parking spots on the side of the road. Really, the only thing that's left is not parallel parking, is valet parking in the garage. I'm looking for parking for like 5 minutes, can't find it, so I end up calling him. He pulls up, he tells me that he found parking in this area on the side of the building, like a parallel parking, and he sends his location so I could find him. I'm looking for him or whatnot to find where he's at. Y'all also gotta understand I'm zooted. I'm zooted in the mug. If y'all know what I mean, y'all know what I mean. I'm zooted. So my brain process is thinking a little slower. But I'm still trying my best to keep up, right? So I'm literally, you know, looking for parking spots, can't find it. I end up telling him, like, I can't find any parking spots, like, you know. He's like, bro, I sent you my location. So basically, where he was standing, because he was outside waiting for me. So I end up, as I'm like driving by, I see guys out there. But y'all, it's dark, it's late at night. Like I told y'all, I'm zooted, so my eyes is low. It's late at night. I see a whole bunch of different black boys outside. Like I said, everybody's outside, everyone's outside. It's Houston and it's the weekend. So I tell him, mind you, we're on the phone together. So I'm like, is this you here in the, and he's not saying nothing. Y'all know Houston, also with the parking, there's people behind me. There's people driving behind me. So it's like, either I'm gonna have to hurry up and park or I'm gonna have to keep it pushing. But because the boy's not answering, I end up having to just keep driving because I don't know whether that's him or not. Like I said, this boy's had so many different hairstyles. It's late at night. It's so many different other guys outside. I don't know. So I'm like, is this you? But he's not answering. I end up having to drive because there's cars behind me. Like, you can tell when y'all know when you're driving and the car's like on your ass, like trying to make you move type shit. It's like that. I end up moving. So I'm like, hello, hello. Like I start screaming like loud because the boy's not answering. So he's like, oh yeah, what's up? Hey, what's up? So I'm like, hello, like, did you not just hear what I said? So he's like, what? So I'm like, was that you or not? He was like, what do you mean? I said, you didn't hear me? Y'all, tell me why this dumb ass boy says that the phone was in his pocket. Why would the phone be in your pocket when I'm trying to communicate with you and let you know where I'm at? And so I can find out where you at so we can go to this date. Why would the phone be in your pocket? Like, that don't even make sense. So I was just telling him, like, why is the phone in your pocket? Like, I said there were so many other guys outside. He was like, I'm right here. Like, you can tell he's getting a little irritated. So I'm like, it's okay. I'm about to come back to the location. I said, please don't move. I'm about to come back to where you were before. So he's like, okay. So I end up coming back. It was like a 5-minute drive. I came back, I circled back around, and I ended up coming back to that location. And I seen him outside. I'm like, is this you? He's like, yeah, that's me. So I'm like, okay, well, where's the parking spot? Because y'all, I'm looking at him. I'm not really so much looking at the parking spots. I'm more so looking at him. So I'm like, okay, so where's the parking spot? Because I wasn't seeing a lot. And so he was like, it's right in front of me. And so I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, yeah. Like, I'm laughing. Y'all know, like I said, keep in mind, I'm zooted. I'm not sober. So I'm like, oh, okay, like da-da-da. Like, I'm laughing, right? So I end up like parallel parking. He's trying to give me directions. The directions that he's giving me, I'm not really fucking with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not really giving me the right directions. So I end up doing it on my own. I end up telling him like, I'm gonna just parallel park on my own. You don't have to give me directions. He's like, no, just listen to what I'm saying. In my head, I'm like, now let me do it. Like, this is my car, let me do it. Like, you know. So I end up, you know, parallel parking the car. Boom, park the car. So I end up like, you know, putting on lip gloss. I'm putting on lip gloss. I'm fixing my hair, you know, doing like, you know, little girl shit. You could tell like he low-key irritated. Like, you could tell like he irritated by the fact that like I'm fixing myself up. I'm looking at him like, first of all, you were late. Let's just get that out the way. We were supposed to be here by 10 o'clock. Mind you, you have to choose time slots to play the games. So he was like huffing and puffing because I guess like the time slot that he chose was like coming near, and I guess it expires. I don't know. But like you could tell he was a little irritated at me like putting on lip gloss and stuff. You were late. Like, it wasn't me that was late, and I got here before you. It's just that you found a parking spot before me. But other than that, you were still late. So don't be sitting up there catching the attitude and doing all that extra shit. Like, I don't care. So I end up getting out the car. He ends up giving me a hug. We start talking. We're talking. You know, when I'm zooted, I just like to talk. I talk shit. Y'all know me. Even just normally, like even on my channel, I just talk, right? So we're talking, we're walking. The place is like a 4-minute walk from where we park. So we're walking and we're talking, right? So I'm asking him like, oh, how was your day? Like, you know, normal shit. He's like, yeah, like my friend got drunk and I had to help them and da-da-da. And the girls, he said girls. So in my head, I'm like, girls. I'm thinking that because he went to a fraternity/sorority picnic, it was his fraternity brothers that got drunk. I'm not, in my brain, I'm not thinking at all that it was girls who got drunk. I'm not thinking that at all. I'm not thinking that. So I start laughing in my head. I'm like, oh shit, like it was guys. I didn't even think that. So he's like, what's funny? So I'm like, oh, nothing, because what I was laughing at was not that deep for me to explain it to him in my head. It just was something for me to laugh at and for us to just continue the conversation. But he kept wanting to know why I was laughing. So I was like, you said girls. I said, I thought you was like taking care of like your fraternity line brothers or something. So he's like, no. He was like, there were girls. So I was like, okay. So he keeps talking about them. So he was like, yeah, like those girls, like they're my friends. I love them so much. I would do anything for them. Like he just starts going on a tangent about how he loves these girls. He was like, I would do anything for them, da da da. Like he just starts talking. So I was just looking, like the way he was talking, y'all, it sounded like, you know, he would do anything for them, if you get what I mean. So at this point I was just like, you ain't messing with none of them. Mind y'all, like I said before, I like to talk shit. I like to joke around. Mind you, when I said it, I didn't say it in a mad manner. I said it in a funny manner. Like I'm laughing type shit. Like I'm thinking that like we just having a conversation. Like I'm not thinking nothing of it. Oh, and mind y'all, for starters, he did have the hair the way I wanted him to have the hair. So I was like, That's good. He had the hair the way I want him to have the hair. He did not have the hair in them ugly ass other styles that he had the hair. That was a good thing. So so at this point, he says, what? Because I said, you ain't messing with none of them. And I started laughing. He says, what? So I said, you're not messing with any of them? He's like, what? Like, the way he kept saying what, I was thinking that he didn't hear me. So I was like, you're not fucking any of them? Like, I end up like saying fucking, because I'm like, maybe he don't get what messing means. Like, maybe he's not processing it. So then tell me why the boy stops. He stops. I stop. I'm looking at him. I'm still laughing. I'm still giggling. So he's like, what are you saying? So I'm like, never mind, it's cool. I'm like, let's just go. So he's like, you know what, good night. And he walks to his car, y'all. Bowleg walked to his car. So at this point, I'm like, Bowleg keep walking faster. Mind y'all, one thing about it, you're not gonna embarrass me. You're not gonna embarrass me publicly. Like I told you guys before, everybody outside. Yes, it's 10:30 at night, but everybody's outside. Y'all know people like riding scooters in the downtown cities. Y'all know people like riding bikes. Like, everybody outside. It's a whole bunch of cute niggas outside. Like, you're not finna embarrass me in front of my people. So at this point, I'm like, Bowleg, bitch, I thought I called you twice and you ignored. Good night. Like, no, like, I'm gonna deal with you probably on the phone or something, but good night. Like, if you want to throw a tantrum because of a joke, that's your business. That don't have nothing to do with me. So he's walking fast, y'all. I'm talking about Bowleg is walking fast. Bitch, I'm trying to keep up, but I can't. So at this point, he gets to his car or whatnot. And I just told him, when he started, I turned from calling his name to talking shit. I was like, good night, good night. I was like, you lack communication skills. Good night. Like, I'm just talking. I'm like, whatever. I was like, you're childish. You're not mature. Good night. So he gets in his car and he drives off, y'all. He drives off. So I get in my car. So I end up calling one of my friends. She not picking up the phone. So I'm like, nah. I just was so irritated. I'm like, let me call him. Like, I just was so irritated. And honestly, y'all, I should have blocked him. I know. Don't tell me in the comments, because I know. I should have blocked his ass, but I was actually so mind boggled at the fact that, like, he got offended by that. Like, I was so mind boggled. So I call him and I'm like, he doesn't answer the phone. He rejects me. And he says, hey, I really don't want to talk to you right now. Like, not right now. So I told him, I said, okay, well, you forced. I said, you forced badly. Like, I'm making a joke, like, you forced. My friend ends up calling me back, the friend that I called the first time. But she calls me at the same time that he calls, because he says that he doesn't want to talk to me, but he calls me back. So I'm like, let me call him and I'm going to call her later. So I call him and I'm like, hey, what was that about? Like, I'm like, what was that about? In my head, I'm like, if you didn't have the money for the date, you could have just said that. Like, you doing too much type shit. So he basically says that what I said was with ill intent. I was being ill towards him. This and that, blah, blah, blah. That he's never been disrespected by a girl like that in his life. I'm looking at him like, how did I disrespect you? So I'm telling the boy, I'm like, look, I'm telling a joke. I told the boy, I said, it's a joke. Like, it is not anything that, like, with no ill intent. It is nothing. It is a joke. Like, I'm telling a joke. He's like, I don't think that was a joke. You're lying. You're not telling a joke. Da da da. I'm trying to convince this boy that I'm telling a joke. Like, that, like, I would never, like, publicly, I would, like, it's a joke type shit. So we're talking and he basically is like, I don't even know if I want to do the Top Golf anymore. So I'm like, are you still in the area? Because the fact that he said that let me know, like, oh, he's in the area. So he's like, yeah, I'm in the area. He said, because I was mad, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know, let me, like, you know, see what she got to say and stuff. He said, but, like, I don't know, like, my mood is just gone. I don't even know if I want to do the Top Golf anymore. This and that, da da da. Da, da, da. So I was like, oh, well, where are you? He said, well, I'm not too far from you. I could come back. I'm like, oh yeah, come back. Like, let's talk about the situation. Y'all, I did not want to do the Top Golf. When that fool walked away like he was doing runway model, we weren't doing the Top Golf. I didn't care to do the Top Golf. I just didn't want him to have a bad thought of me. And nowadays, if I know for a given fact that what I did wasn't with ill intent, I don't give a flying fuck if you have an ill intent about me. And y'all have to understand, because when I told this story time on my live, a lot of people were commenting saying, Irene, why would you even convince him that what you did wasn't ill? Da da da. Like, y'all have to understand, my whole entire life, I've been told that I'm a mean girl by guys. I've been told that I'm mean. I've been told that I'm, like, I'm very rude. I've been told that I'm negative, right? I've been told that like I always think I'm right? So now in my mid-20s, I'm trying my best to reverse that, right? Because the old Irene, if he did what he did, oh bitch, he's getting blocked. And I'm gonna curse that ass out and make fun of him before I block him. That's how the old Irene is. Like, I'm gonna curse him out. I'm gonna make fun of the way he looks. I'm gonna come for him in the deadliest way possible and block him. But the new Irene is more mature. I'm trying to see where people coming from. I'm trying to see, how did I make you feel some type of way? So people keep telling me, oh, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, basically. So the boy comes back. Let me tell you what this boy does. I step outside the car because I don't want him in my car. So I step outside the car. I'm waiting for this boy. I'm thinking like, is he gonna walk from here? Is he gonna walk from there? Like, you know, it's a two-way street. I'm like, where's this boy? After like 5 minutes, y'all, this boy comes out his car. Tell me why this guy was parked there the entire time and was taking his time to come out. I'm looking at him like, okay. So he comes out the car, he comes up to me. So he's just looking at me, I'm just looking at him. So I'm like, are you still offended? Like, you know, I'm still giggly, y'all. When I'm zooted, I'm very giggly. So I'm like, you still offended? Like, you know? So he's like, he was like, you apologize. He was like, so not really. He said, but like, you know, my mood is still kind of off. Like, I don't think I want to do the Topgolf anymore. In my head, I'm like, stop talking about this Topgolf shit. I don't want to do it. Like, you think that I'm begging to go to Topgolf with you, baby? I could go by myself and pay for my own shit. Like, I could go with my friends. Like, I don't care that you don't want to do this Topgolf. Like, this nigga keep talking about the Topgolf like it's the entrance to the presidential suite. Like, baby, it's just the Topgolf. Like, I don't care. Like, just say you don't have the money. So, you know, I had to tell him straight up. I'm like, oh, I don't care about Topgolf anymore. So we get to talking about the situation again. He's not really talking like that. I'm just re-explaining to him that I was not being offensive. I also apologize. Like, you know, I apologize if you did take it that way, but that's not what I was meaning. It was just a joke, you know. Like, I'm just telling him. But while I'm talking to him, he starts looking at me. Like, mind y'all, I'm like to the side of him. Like, I'm not facing him. I'm kind of like to the side. Like, my body is like this to him, right? So he just starts looking at me. Like, he's just looking at me up and down. Like, he's just looking at me. He's looking confused. He just keeps looking at me. So y'all know me. I like to joke. So I said, you keep looking at me. Am I a catfish? And y'all know why I'm laughing? Because this boy made a TikTok saying the catfishes always ask, why you keep looking at me? Am I a catfish? Oh my goodness. So I made the joke. Like, I'm not thinking. Yeah. So I'm like, you keep looking at me. Am I a catfish or something? So the boy, he's like, So, bitch, when he said, the joke wasn't funny no more because, bitch, I'm not a catfish. So I said, bitch, you need to look correctly. Look correctly. I'm not a catfish. So I start looking at him. So he's just analyzing me. He's just looking up and down. So I said, okay, so what? Like, at this point, it's not funny no more. It's really just not funny. So I'm like, okay, so what? Like, what? You saying I'm a catfish? Like, what? He was like, no. So I'm like, what? He's like, I can't really describe it. I said, describe it. What? So he's like, I don't know. He was like, I said, at this point now, we're going to go through the whole body from the top to the bottom to figure out where you think I'm a catfish at since your ass can't describe it. So I said, oh, do I look the same face-wise? He's like, yeah, you look the exact same. He said, you're very pretty. Okay, boom, face out the window. Boom, back to the body. I said, do I look the same stomach-wise? He said, yes, you do. He said, but I don't know. He starts going like this, right? So I'm confused, y'all. Bitch, I'm like, bitch, I'm scared. Bowleg is scaring me. So I'm like, so he goes, I don't know. He said, like, your stomach is the same. He said, but something here. I said, you talk about my waist? He was like, yeah. He said, something's just like, I don't know, something different. Like, something is just different, smaller or something. So then I said, oh, okay, cool. So we talk about thighs. I'm like, my thighs? I'm asking, where do you see the catfish at? So I'm like, what about my thighs? He's like, your thighs are just, I don't know, they're just smaller. So then he says, and your butt. Y'all, tell me why this boy And if you guys are not following my Instagram, why are you not following my Instagram? Goes to my Instagram. And I really want to show this picture because YouTube be demonetizing. But if you guys could see right here, I'm not even gonna, I was gonna show the picture on the screen, but YouTube be demonetizing for anything now. So I'm not even gonna show that picture, but it's basically, if you guys go on my Instagram, I have a picture in my swimsuit when I went to Mexico. Y'all should definitely go check it out. In the second slide, I was bent over on this in the sand. He basically is confused because he says that my body looked bigger, like my ass and my thighs look bigger in that picture. Now you guys have to also understand this. That picture was taken April 5th of this year. That was the last picture. Now I just uploaded another picture on my Instagram like 2 days ago, so y'all should definitely go check it out and see it. And I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put the picture somewhere here for reference, but that picture was taken April 5th. He goes to my Instagram and is basically saying that my butt looks bigger there than it does here. And he's confused to why it's like that. So I'm just confused. I said, well, for starters, I'm bent over. Like, any girl's ass looks fat when it's bent over. Like, that's common sense. Like, everybody knows that, right? So he's like, I mean, yeah, I know you're bent over, but I don't know. He said, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, well, I said, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know, I don't know what to tell you type shit. So we start talking about, he starts just looking at me. He's still analyzing me. He's looking at my shoes. I'm not going to show the shoes, but I showed the shoes on live. But I bought these New Balances. And if you guys know, New Balances has made like a good comeback. So I bought these nice ass blue icy New Balances. Everywhere I go, people always ask me about the shoe. They always look at it. So he's staring at my shoe. So I'm like, I'm still thinking he's staring at my body because he's looking down. So he's staring at my shoe and I'm like, yo, what's up? Why are you looking at my shoes? So he basically is like, your shoes? No, I asked him, I said, why are you still looking at my body? He's like, I'm not looking at your body. I'm like, oh. He says, I'm looking at your shoes. And I said, oh shit. So we changed the subject. I completely forget that he basically called me a catfish. So we changed the subject. We start talking about my shoes. So I'm like, yeah. He's like, where you got these from? Like, we just start having a whole conversation about my shoes and shit. A whole conversation about New Balances for like 5 minutes. Like, I completely forgot that he was calling me a catfish, basically. So then afterwards, he's like, okay, well, like, you know, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I said, you don't want to go to Topgolf. I don't want to go to Topgolf. I'm about to go home. I said, I just wanted to make sure, like, you know, you was good and stuff like that. Like, not you was good, but like, you wasn't irritated anymore. I'm about to go home now that you cool. He's like, you not coming back to my place? Y'all want, and this is why I said this wasn't a disaster. I mean, a date, bitch. This was a disaster of a night. So you're not in the mood to play golf like you Tiger Woods. But you're in the mood to do fucky and sucky. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, sir. Mr. Q. Mr. Hurt. Mr. Q. No. So at this point, I'm like, what do you mean come to your place? I said, come to your place and do what? Here he go. I mean, honestly, I feel like you should make up for making me mad. Bow leg. I'm not making up for shit. If you want to be mad, that's your business. And this is another thing. You can't guilt trip me into giving you no pussy or head. You just can't. You know why? I'm the type of person, I don't say sorry. I don't say sorry. It's very hard for me to say sorry. So baby, if I say sorry, after I say sorry, I don't care anymore. Because I kind of see it as, wow, Irene, you did a good accomplishment. You said sorry. So for you to think that you gonna guilt trip me into you're not. So at this point, I'm like, He's like, yeah. He was like, I mean, I understand that you said sorry and all, but like, I don't know. I just feel like I should get something because like, get what? So I said, I said, well, Bowleg, you know, I already told you, like, you know, I don't, like, I'm abstinent and I'm not sleeping with a guy unless I really like him or we're in a relationship. I mean, well, okay, well, we could give each other head. God forbid. God forbid. So I'm like, no. So this boy basically says, now he didn't say it this blunt, but this boy basically says that if I don't fuck him tonight, that he would never talk to me again. That's basically what he said. Now, he, of course, like I said, he watered it down when he said it. He didn't say it just like that, you know, but he said that. And I'm like, what? And I'm just confused, and I'm like, so you're not gonna mess with somebody? Like, y'all, and I want to keep emphasizing this because I know some people about to be like, girl, why didn't you leave? I'm zooted. My brain is just mind boggled by what's happening. Like, I'm just, at this point, I'm intrigued that I met a fool like this. Like, I've never met a fool this big in my life, and I'm intrigued to watch it go down. And y'all also have to understand, bitch, if I just went home, the story time will be short. So y'all better be lucky I stayed. So at this point, I'm like, so you mean to tell me that you not gonna talk to me no more because I didn't give you anything? He was like, nah, that's not what I'm saying. Because like I said, he didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he was saying. So basically at this point, we're going back and forth. We're going back and forth over it. I'm like, that's weird, da da da. He's like, that's not weird. You already know, I told you. He said, it's nothing wrong with having sex the first time we linked. He said the ex that I last dated, we had sex the first time that we linked. And after that, we had a relationship. And that's why y'all not together no more. You acted like y'all got married or something. Like, y'all still failed at the end. You acted like, what? Like, what are you saying? So he's basically, this boy is trying to convince me that we need to have sex. Like, he is trying his best to convince me. Y'all, he starts holding his crouch area. He starts looking at me sexually. Y'all, I'm looking up at him. The boy is looking at me so sexually. I'm trying my best not to make eye contact with him because I'm like, I might fold. Because like I said, I ain't did it in a while. And I'm on one. You know, I'm on one. So I'm like, if I keep looking up at this boy, I might fold. So I keep looking up at him and I'm looking down because I'm like, let me not make eye contact with this boy. The last time he looks at me, he tries to kiss me. Y'all have to understand, I got cotton mouth from being zooted. I got cotton mouth. My mouth is dry as hell. I'm not trying to kiss him. I'm just not. Even outside of me having cotton mouth, I'm just not trying to kiss him. What are we kissing for? You kiss when you're happy with the person. Bitch would even take me on a date. What are we kissing for? Like, what are we kissing for, right? So at this point in time, y'all, I'm basically just telling him, you know, I can't kiss you right now. Like, I got cotton mouth. Like, I'm very dehydrated. Like, I don't want to kiss you. Like, I didn't have no saliva in my mouth, like none. And mind you, I'm forcing myself to drink this old ass water that was in my car to have saliva in my mouth. That's how dry my mouth was. Like, the water tasted disgusting. But y'all, I felt like I was gonna like I just felt weird. Like, my mouth just felt mad weird. It felt sticky. So I'm just trying to explain that to him, and he's just like, okay. Like, you could tell he's irritated. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not talking to you after this night. Like, I'm really not. So I really don't care. You know, he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna head on home. If you're not gonna come back to the crib, I'm gonna go ahead and head home. Like, it's getting late. Blah. Like, he's just, you could tell he's irritated. So I'm like, oh, no. I'm just looking down. I'm like, you heading home? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just like, okay. Like, oh, well, I don't care. So at this point, I get in my car. He gets in his. And I'm just like, wow, this is a crazy ass night. Like, I've never expected the night to turn out like this, right? Honestly, y'all, I'm very irritated right now. I'm not even gonna sit up here and cap to y'all. I'm very irritated at the moment. I was going to free up space so I could continue to tell this story for you guys. And I went to my MacBook to see a specific vlog that I have for you guys. And my MacBook deleted that entire vlog. So I don't have that vlog anymore because I deleted it off my camera. So my mood is like very bad right now. I'm not gonna sit here and cap to y'all, and y'all know I told you guys, if my mood not good, I can't tell a story time. So we're gonna close this out. Like, we're gonna go ahead and finish this story time because I'm not even in the mood to. I'm irritated. I'm so irritated. So boom, I don't know where I left off at, but basically we go home, right? I go home, he go home. I'm like, I'm never talking to him again, right? I'm like, I'm never talking to this guy again. I'm contemplating, should I unfollow his ugly ass or should I keep him? Like, you know, I don't really know. I just keep him on my socials, but I end up getting on live the next day with you guys and telling you guys the story. Now, I told you guys that I was going to tell this story time, but it was going to be like 3 months from now. So I tell you guys the story time and everything. You guys are laughing, everything. Now, this is what made me like think about everything. So the next morning, I'm no longer zooted, right? I'm no longer zooted. I'm, you know, back to my regular brain. And I'm thinking about the entire night, and I'm like, oh, like everything is beginning to, I guess, make sense for me. Everything started making sense. The boy was confused about my body because I've lost 30 pounds. My brain wasn't processing that in that moment when he was complaining about my body. This boy was basically complaining about the fact that I was small, that I lost weight. That's basically what he was complaining about, to sum it up. But in that moment, whenever he kept saying I just look smaller, my brain wasn't processing I look smaller because I lost weight. And also, like I told you guys, like I showed you guys that picture, I've not taken pictures since April. So all people are seeing is what I look like in April. And since April, I have lost 30 pounds. I ain't gonna say my weight. I mean, I don't really care, honestly, because I carry my weight good. But like, I was 30 pounds heavier in April, basically. All right, guys, so we're gonna talk. So I wanted to show the last picture that I took on my Instagram, which was the swimsuit picture. But like I said, YouTube demonetizes a lot. So if you guys look to the picture on the left where I'm in the dress, that picture was taken in April also when I was in Mexico. If you guys look at my waist back then, my waist was a lot wider. Now, if you guys look to the right, you guys will see that this picture that to the right, I took literally like 5 days ago, like a couple of days ago. If you guys look at my waist, I'm definitely way smaller. Like everything from my arms to my waist to my face, I'm way smaller than I was in April. But like I said before, my brain wasn't processing that that's what he was trying to say until I woke up in the morning and I thought about everything. And that's the reason why he was complaining about the fact that my butt was smaller, my thighs were smaller, and my waist was smaller. Because when you lose weight, you cannot choose what you want to lose. When you lose weight, you're going to lose weight everywhere. You're not just going to lose weight where you want to lose weight. You cannot spot reduce. And, you know, that's common sense. But, you know, common sense is not always so common. So, shit. So, I just started thinking, I'm like, oh, that's why the boy thinks, oh, I look small. I'm looking at him like, I can't control where I lose weight. You know, y'all can't spot reduce. When you lose weight, period. So my thighs got smaller. My ass has gotten smaller. My stomach, my waist, even my neckline. You guys see, like, if you guys go look at my old videos from back in April and look now, you guys could tell, like, I'm smaller type shit. I'm smaller. But my brain didn't process that till the next morning. Now, I'm not gonna go text him and say, oh, I lost weight. Boy, fuck you. Like, we're never talking again. I don't care. So after I get on live and I go tell the story, I went to his page and I seen he unfollowed me. So what pissed me off was the fact that he just unfollowed me. Like, he could have blocked and unblocked me. Had the boy blocked and unblocked me, I would have just probably blocked his account and didn't care no more. But it's the fact that he unfollowed me and still had me following him like I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of your bow-legged ass. So at this point, I texted him and I was like, next time, block and unblock me so we can both unfollow each other. And I put this emoji. Y'all know this emoji. This boy texts me and says, you a catfish, and blocks me. I'm the catfish, y'all. This boy calls me a catfish because I lost weight, to sum it up. To basically sum the whole story up, the boy basically is saying that I'm a catfish because I lost weight. Because I was smaller in person than in my pictures. That's basically what the boy was saying. Because it's not face-wise. Because he said face-wise, I look the same. So, and mind you, I've never in my life been called a catfish. Never. I've never been called a catfish. As a matter of fact, guys always tell me, like, I'm so happy you look the same in person. A lot of girls be catfishes. Like, you guys will literally see me in the stores. I'll be looking a hot mess and y'all will notice me. Y'all will see me at the gym and y'all will notice me. So I know for a given fact I'm not a fucking catfish. So I know he wasn't talking about looks. I know he was talking about my body. And yes, my whole physique is smaller. When you lose 30 pounds, that's what happens, you dumb. But at this point, I was just like so over him. I didn't even care. So I messaged him on Instagram because he blocked me. He blocked my number. So I took my ass over there to Instagram and I texted him and I basically told him, I said, I'm a catfish because the last time I took pictures was in April and I've lost 30 pounds since then. I said, that's what happens when you lose weight. You can't spot reduce. Aren't you an athlete? Don't you know that, dum-dum? Don't you know that you can't spot reduce? Then I told him, I said, and you ain't all that either, so you need to settle down. My nigga, you cannot do different hairstyles. When you do different hairstyles, you look ugly. You should not be calling nobody a catfish. You the catfish, number one. Number two, you the catfish because you should have walked on FaceTime for me so I can see that you walk with a bow leg, so I can know that I'm dealing with a nigga with a bow leg. So if I'm the catfish, so are you. So are you. And you not all that. And I had to tell him too, I'm like, hey, and you are not all that, so you need to settle down. Like, settle your roll down. You not all that, so please settle down. Like, please settle down. You are not that. You, like, I don't see you and think, oh my goodness, he's so fine. You are not all that, bro. So calm down. Then he's talking about he's 6'4". I don't believe that fool was 6'4", and even if he is, oh well. But I don't believe that fool was 6'4". That boy was not 6'4". Like, me and him was damn near neck and neck. Now, I ain't gonna lie. My New Balances give me a lot of height. So it might have been my shoes, but I don't think that boy's 6'4". Because I've talked to a guy that was 6'4" before and he was way taller than what I was seeing. So then you catfish your height because you added a couple of heights to your catfish. And on top of that, you have a fat fetish. You have a fat fetish because why? I've never in a million years heard a guy get mad at meeting a girl in person and she's smaller than in her pictures. I only hear about guys getting mad about meeting a girl in person and she's way bigger than her pictures. So you have a fat fetish. Just say that you have a fat fetish and I didn't fit your standards. But to call me a catfish because I didn't fit your fat standards and you wanted a Rasputia and you got an Irene, that don't have nothing to do with me. Like, don't call me a catfish. Like, you're mad weird. Like, you are mad weird. Number 3, you did not have money for the date. Just say that you didn't have money for the date. Don't sit up here and try to make it look like I was a catfish because I wasn't. Number 4, you were not offended by the fact that I made the comment. You were offended by the fact that I wasn't fat enough for you so you could fuck me. Number 5, you tried to kiss a catfish. That shows that you have no morals. You don't get no pussy. You don't get no play. Let's keep it a buck. Like what? Let's keep it a buck. Because if you got play and you got pussy, you would not be trying to fuck a catfish. You would not be trying to take a catfish home. It's not like I was already at that boy's house and I was a catfish and he was like, man, I got to see it through. She already here. We were outside in a public setting far from your home. If you really felt like I was a catfish, you would have not been trying to take me home. But you were begging to take me home. And not only were you begging to take me home, you were trying so hard to kiss me. Why are you trying to kiss a catfish? Like, boy, like, get your life type shit. Like, get your life. Like, you could never try to play me. Like, it was just a lot of shit I was so irritated, y'all. I was so pissed off. I was so irritated. After I sent him that long ass message, I blocked him. He blocked me back. I'm like, bye, bitch. I don't care. And yeah, he's going on my YouTube channel because he did too much and he's very lucky. He's very lucky that I didn't show his face. And Chelsea had me laughing so badly. Chelsea was like, girl, if he want a Rasputia, we can find him one. Like, that boy basically had a fat fetish. Like, he has a fat fetish and I didn't fit the standards. And I'm about to put 2 pictures here so I can show you guys how I looked in April and how I look now. It's a very big difference. My waist is way smaller. My face is smaller. Everything on me is smaller. But y'all, my brain, like I said before, was not processing that this boy was mad that I wasn't fat enough for him. My brain wasn't processing that. My brain was just processing that he thought that I photoshopped my ass or something. And mind y'all, my butt is still big. The ass is still fat. You feel me? The ass is still very much fat. It's not like I lost a whole bunch of weight and my ass went away. The ass is still very much fat. So the fact that he tried to sit here and play me and try to make it look like I'm catfishing people really pissed me off. Like, if you have a fat fetish, just say that. If you're broke, just say that. This boy was basically, in my honest opinion, trying to find an easy way to take me to his bed and seeing that I was difficult and got mad, so he turned into insults. That's all it is. That boy didn't have no money. That boy didn't have no motion going on. Oh, this is another thing. I told the boy on the phone before we found parking, I told him, I said, I'm not sure. I said, the only thing that I see right now is like valet parking. Tell me why this boy said, I would never pay for valet. Oh, I can't talk to a broke boys. I can't talk to a broke boy. I can't talk to a broke boys. I can't talk to a broke boys.
I can't talk to a broke boy. No. I can't talk to a broke boy. I can't talk to... That nigga's crazy.
I can't talk to broke boys. What do you mean you would never pay for parking? So what do you do when it's time to pay for parking? What do? Do you go home? I pay for parking when I'm in my car, so why can't you? Like, it just was, it was just giving very much broke. And the fact that he thought that I was gonna give him coochie after he did not do shit, he didn't even take us to the date, and he thought that I was gonna go to his place and give him coochie. You've lost your everlasting mind. You are not getting shit from me. You are not even all that. Like I said before, you're not all that for me to be going to your house and giving you coochie after you decided that we ain't even going to our dates because you mad about a comment. And now that I'm thinking about it, you're not really mad about a comment. You think I'm a catfish because I'm not fat enough for you. I'm not fat enough to fuck you. And that's the reason why I say, ladies, when y'all on this weight loss journey, do what y'all want to do. Y'all make sure if y'all want to lose weight for you. Don't lose weight for no man. If you want to gain weight, you too skinny, you want to gain weight for you. Don't gain weight for no man, because these men do not know what they want. Y'all sit up here, y'all talk about that fat girls need to lose weight, fat girls are unhealthy, this and that. The fat girls go to the gym and lose weight. Now we got the guys who have fat fetishes that is mad at the fat girls who lost weight. You're damned if you do with men, you're damned if you don't. So do you. That's basically it. That's the ending of the story. Do you. Y'all, that's the ending of the story. Like, I really don't even have anything else to say about that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Please, y'all, comment down below and let me know how y'all feel about this, because this is one of the most craziest dudes that I've ever dealt with. I've learned my lesson. I am not going to dates zooted no more. I am blocking. If I see any red flags, I'm not hanging out with you. If you throw tantrums, I'm gonna block you. I'm not gonna ask why you threw the tantrum. Like, I learned my lesson with this bow-legged fool. So yeah, y'all, that's the ending of the story time, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.